This one is for my girls who are waiting for a rich man to save them, and for the boys who did not have a rich man to guide them. I'm going to tell you everything I know about rich men because, for one, I know a lot of rich men very well, and two, because for all intents and purposes, excluding gender, I am a rich man. I've never needed to wait for a rich man, and I will never have to do that because I have all of the money I need. I have potential, I have knowledge, I have the business acumen, and I'm going to help you so that you can do the same thing. Disclaimer, this is an overgeneralized video. All men are not included. I know that every person is not the same. So men, please be nice to me. You are simply the inspiration for this video. Everything does not apply to every single man. So please, again, be nice to me. I love you guys, okay? Number one, become an expert. All rich men are very good at one thing. I spoke to an extremely successful man last year and I was telling him I work in fashion, I used to work in finance and I still have a passion for that. And I also do content creation. And he gave me the advice to do just one thing. He was like, you need to get really good at one thing. Now, I didn't take his advice. I'm still doing finance and content creation, but I can't even imagine how excellent I would be at one thing. I would probably be wealthier now if I gave up one of the two. Unfortunately, I'm still at a crossroads. Get good at one thing. It does not matter what it is. You need to become an expert and you have to be relentless about it. If you decide that you want to be excellent at knitting, you want knitting to be your thing, this is going to be the thing that takes you from where you are to the millionaire, trillionaire that you want to be. This is what you're going to do. You are going to buy a small kit to start. You are going to practice. You are going to practice, learn, become an expert. You are going to promote it. Social media is free and available to everyone still. So promote it. And you are going to be relentless about it. That means that when you start to have customers and clients, you are going to show up on time. You are never going to cancel. You are never going to delay. If they don't like what you've done, you are going to redo it until it is perfect. You have to be relentless. You have to want to make perfection every single time you do something. And perfection is only built through habit. So you have to practice. You have to build skills. There's no other way to be an expert. You can't skip the line. So many people are trying so many different things to try to become an overnight success. And while they are doing 100 million things, you could be getting good at one, not good, excellent at one thing. And that will take time, but once you have built that, that is something that no one can take away from you. When you are an expert at your craft, no one can take that away from you. So get very good at one thing. When I worked in fashion, I learned how to make that a business as soon as I started. I worked in investment banking before, and I brought the exact mentality to my fashion job. And within the first 6 weeks, I was the top seller across the entire company. Literally the entire company in my first 6 weeks because I made it a business. I learned how to be sociable and pleasant every single day because I realized that if I had bad days, I made less money and that was not something I wanted to do. So I made sure that even on my bad days, I made it a good one. And one of the most effective things that I did was that I learned about my customers. I asked them so many questions. I asked them about their backgrounds. I asked them who inspired them. I asked them what looked good on them, how they felt in things. I asked them their sizes. When they gave me their numbers, I would literally put their sizes and all of their details in the contact info so that whenever they would shoot me a text, I could quickly just see, okay, this person is a size 9. This person's a size 11. They don't like stripes. They don't like to wear the color gray. They don't like this. I became an expert for each of my clients. I knew my clients like the back of my hand. I knew their siblings. I knew their kids. I knew everyone they needed to shop for. And that allowed me to make even more money. Another thing that I did was that I handed out business cards like crazy. Once I realized, okay, I'm giving really good service here, I need to just extend and spread my wings. Business cards. Every single person that I talked to got a business card for me. And a business card is important because it helps people to remember you, but also when they take out the items that they love and they see your business card at the bottom of the bag or they see your business card in their wallet, they might be thinking, hey, I want to know what's at the store, but I don't really want to go there right now. Let me just call this girl up. I was literally making money over FaceTime, over iMessage. People would text me like, oh, I'm going to the Lions game right now. Can you get me these shoes? Can you hold this for me? Can you get that for me? Can you see if the store has that? And by the time the game was over, boom, I made a sale. You need to have excellent service, excellent product, and promote it. You have to show up. Content creation is a business. Content creation is the fastest growing business right now. Like, it is growing at an exponential rate and women are leading it. I would be a fool not to be a content creator right now. And today, I did not feel great today. I did not want to make content today. I don't want to make content most days, but guess what? I'm here, I'm doing it. And I filmed a video 100 times on my phone, and now I'm here filming on YouTube because I need to show up. I need to show up every single day. I'm learning to be relentless on here because there's so much money out there. There's so much opportunity. I would be a fool not to take advantage of it. So that's where I start. This is how you be a rich man. You need to have that lethal mentality about your craft. Second, know your worth. Men ask for raises and men ask for promotions. And I've talked to a lot of women, some of even my close friends, and they are terrified to do this. They're terrified to say, hey, I feel like I should be earning more, or hey, I feel like I'm ready to be promoted. They're terrified. But men, they will literally ask for a raise or promotion just because the sun is up. Just because the sky is clear, or maybe it's raining, maybe it's snowing, they're like, I want a promotion. They ask, they know their worth. You have to know your worth. If you feel like you are dragging yourself to that job every day and you don't feel appreciated, if you're just not happy about going into work, you probably aren't getting paid enough. That's just the reality of the situation. If you're getting paid enough, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is great. I get to do something that I love for a living and I'm getting paid well. But if work feels like work, you're not getting paid enough, ask for promotion. Every job I've ever applied to, I was paid more than I was initially offered because I always ask for a sign-on bonus and I always ask for an increase. I always ask for at least 15%. Can you please increase that offer by 15% because I feel like I've earned it. Do I know that I've earned it? No, I don't know. And I don't even care because I know that some man is getting paid more than me for the same position because that's often what happens. So I ask anyway. And you guys need to start asking. If you want to be a rich man, if you want to not have to depend on anybody, you want to have enough money, ask. Say, I would like more, please. And be kind about it. Be straightforward about it. Feel like you deserve it. Tell yourself, I deserve this. And if you feel like that, people are going to feel like that as well. People treat me very well because I treat myself very well. The world that we're living in is all reflective. If you think that you deserve more, people are going to think that you deserve more too. You decide, you set the limit. The reason why people will see someone and they'll be like, oh, they think that they're all that, or oh, they think that they're better than everyone. No, you think that. You think they're all that. You think that they're better than you. That's the crazy thing about life. A lot of people don't realize it, but the judgments that you make about people, it's reflective. This person just feels confident. They feel deserving. A lot of people will see that and they'll feel threatened, but the people who are the movers and the shakers in the world will see it and they will respect you. They will have so much respect for you. Some of the people who have been the most generous for me, who have asked to make life-changing introductions or opportunities for me, are the people that you would think are untouchable. They just see my confidence and they just know she deserves it. It literally just takes that. So if you want more out of life, you have to stop expecting that someone will see you and feel pity for you and want to give that to you. You have to want it first and you have to feel like you are deserving because there's really no other way. Be emotional. Women are often gaslit to say that we're too emotional for the workplace or we're too emotional for sports. I have never seen anyone more emotional than men. In tennis, they'll literally shred rackets on the court. In workplace, they will scream to the top of their lungs. I have seen it myself. I have never seen a woman act in corporate the way that men act. Some men, not all, few, but it happens. I have never seen an outburst equivalent. Never. Be emotional. It is okay to be angry. I'm not saying to get that angry. Don't raise your voice. Don't raise your blood pressure because it's just not healthy for you. But it's okay to be angry. Anger and bitterness are two different things. Bitterness comes from holding on to anger for too long, but it is okay to sternly say, I am not happy with this. You have crossed a boundary. This is unacceptable. Call people out. Tell them that they're slacking and do so in a very composed manner because when you are able to exercise all of these emotions with composure, it signals power. People are going to respect you. And yes, a lot of times as a woman, they're going to say the B word. That's what they always say. But if someone calls you the B word as a woman, just know you are very respected. I'm not saying that someone who respects you will say that because that is completely disrespectful, but If someone calls you the B word as a woman, you are doing something right, because that means that you do not take anything, you do not take disrespect, you do not take slacking, you are relentless. And that is a very, very good thing, because rich men are relentless. They have a standard and they expect for it to be met. They ask for a promotion and they expect to get it. They ask for a raise and they expect to get it. They ask for competence and they expect to get it. And you should expect all of those things. You are deserving of all of those things. And when those things are not met, it is okay to be unhappy about it. The thing about behavior is that behavior is conditioned. So when you are smiling in the face of someone who is disrespecting you, they're going to think, oh, this is perfectly fine. She is unmoved. She does not care. No, you are disrespecting me. And this stops now. This crosses a boundary. Absolutely not. I will not have you talk to me like that. And that's that. It is time for you to speak up. Don't just hold it all in, because holding it all in, honestly, that can really lead to sickness. So you do need to let those things out. Conversely, if you are overindulging in anger, if you are constantly feeling like you need to raise your voice to be heard, it is time for you to get yourself out of that environment, because guess what? Men are also 25% more likely to get heart attacks. And there are a lot of factors, I'm sure, contributing to that. But these outbursts, like, they really do wear on your body. Any type of job or industry that requires you to overexert your emotions will make you ill. So you really have to find a way to express displeasure in a healthy manner. And if you are constantly having to do that, you are not in a healthy environment, and it is time for you to get out. It's time for you to get out. Have audacity. Rich men have audacity. Our former president was a double Ivy League graduate, Columbia Political Science undergrad, Harvard Law JD, and spent his entire adult life in politics, and was a US Senator before he became president. Our current president was a former game show host and entertainer and business tycoon without any political experience. Why did this man think that he was able to apply for the job? I do not know, but somehow he got it, because he had audacity. Now, I won't go into why this was systemically possible, because that could be an entirely separate video, but one person had a ton of audacity, and two people had the same outcome. You don't have to be super duper qualified for everything. Researchers have discovered that when a woman sees one line in a job requirement that she does not meet, she will not apply for the job. Meanwhile, men will apply having met only 60% of those requirements. You need to start applying for things that you are not qualified for. Because let me tell you something, there is nothing that you cannot do. If you put focus to something, if you work on it and you work on it until you become an expert at it, you take care of your mind, you take care of your body, your health in general, there is nothing that you cannot do. Nothing. And I'm telling you that because there are 7 billion other people that are doing a whole bunch of other things that you are just as capable of doing. Everyone is capable of doing something and being very effing good at it. Every single person. So it is time for you to stop disqualifying yourself from things. I have so many people reaching out to me. I have a degree and I'm nervous. I don't think I'm going to get this job, or I don't know if I'm qualified to do this. You have something that people literally would die for. Genuinely. People don't have the resources and access. Sometimes they don't even have the freedom to get that. You cannot sit here with all the privileges that you have and tell me that you cannot do anything. When I was in Morocco, I think I told you guys this already, this guy came up to me speaking in perfect English and was like, oh yeah, I was learning English. I learned English on Netflix. There are textbooks available to you through the device that you are watching me on. There are videos, masterclasses, courses, licenses, certifications, degrees that you can get from the device that you are watching me on. Literally, if you wanted to do that, that is something that you 100% can do. There is not a thing that you can do. So please don't ask me if you are qualified or if you're ready, because you are. You can and you will if you want to. Rich men are detached. They are always looking for a new opportunity, a new job, a new investment. They don't just cling to one thing and see that one thing as their perfect way, okay? They're constantly looking to upgrade their lives, and they don't care if they like their coworkers or they like the city that they live in. They literally do not care. They will upgrade their lives at whatever cost, and you have to be willing to do that. I know you probably have great friends. I know you probably don't want to try a new city, but oftentimes you don't even know what's out there. When I was living on the East Coast, I thought I was living my best life. And then I moved to a city in the Midwest and I realized, wait, this is a way better life than I could have ever even imagined. And I moved here for work. It was the biggest blessing I've ever had in my entire life. I learned so much about myself. I did things I could have never imagined doing. Look at where I am right now. I would have never been a content creator had I not moved away from home. All of my friends work in corporate. I would be doing exactly what they're all doing, and they're doing great things. I could have never even imagined the life that I'm living had I not moved away from home, had I not been willing to do that. And again, I did it for a job. It wasn't something that I was actively seeking, but it was something that I ultimately decided to do because I was just like, well, I don't really know what can come of this, so I might as well just do it and figure it out. And it was the best thing I've ever done. And there are so many people who are living in New York City and they're not happy. They have a corporate job, they're making a ton of money, all their friends are there, but they're not happy. They need to be in a place like San Diego. They need to be in a place like Aspen, Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, wherever. There's just, the world is so big that out of the country, wherever you can go, like there are jobs everywhere. There are schools everywhere. There are opportunities everywhere. Some people, they can't get into the med school that they want to. They go to a med school in the Caribbean, they come back and they're working at the hospital that they've dreamed of. It's endless, it's limitless. I honestly just get excited to think about it because I remember when I graduated and I literally thought, okay, I'm gonna graduate from Georgetown and then I'm gonna go straight into investment banking in New York. And I had this perfect plan for how my life was gonna go. And I am so glad that my plan did not happen because I couldn't have even imagined this. I spread my wings, I moved away from home, I worked in fashion, I became an art collector. I know how to examine and buy fine art. Like that's something I could not have even fathomed saying 3 years ago. I made excellent friends. I became a creative. I still work in finance, which is great because it's something that I'm very passionate about, but there's so much color to my life now. I'm not just one thing. And I do aim to be excellent at one thing. I have no idea which one I'm going to choose yet. I plan on choosing one of my paths. I just don't know yet, but my life is colorful and it's beautiful. And even though I haven't chosen one thing, I am excellent at two things. Truly, the world is infinite. There are so many people you can't even imagine meeting yet. Like I thought that I had great friends when I graduated and I still do. My friendships have blossomed, but I've met even more beautiful and loving and interesting and creative souls that I could have never even imagined meeting. You just have to get out there. You can't let the plan get in the way of the dream. You just cannot. You can't, because I always dreamed of living a larger life and being in an environment like I am now. I live in a gorgeous apartment in a wonderful city surrounded by wonderful people. And I didn't know what that would look like. Like I knew that I wanted that, but I didn't know at what point in the plan I would get that. And honestly, I think if things went to plan, I don't know if I would have gotten that. So be detached because you cannot let the plan get in the way of the vision. Rich men are often less expressive in communication. This is one of the biggest things I have noticed with the more high net worth people that I know. When I send them an email, when I send them a text, I mean, the messages are so drab. There are never exclamation points. Sometimes you'll get a happy holidays or great to hear from you, but there's always a period at the end. They're very bland in their expression, and I appreciate it because it demands a level of attention, stillness, and respect. It just does. I can't explain it. When I get an email that says, "Hi, how are you?" And it's like exclamation point, exclamation point. I'm like, what early 20s girl is behind this this message, you know? And it just makes me feel like more casual, which is a great thing if you're hoping to be more personable. But if you're hoping to be a business, if you're hoping to be respected, esteemed, sophisticated, you have to be a little bit less expressive. You can't give it all away that you're this wonderful, bubbly person. It has to be something that is like behind a velvet rope. People have to earn access to you. A lot of rich men, they have security details. You don't know where they are all the time. They are very vague about their travels. They're very vague about the money that they make. All of this is a privilege. To be able to get close to that is a privilege. And it should be a privilege to get close to you. It should be a privilege to earn your heart, to earn your warmth. You should have those boundaries with yourself. You're giving out all of this love and appreciation, which is a good thing. That's a God thing. God wants you to do that with people. But when it comes to business, respect has to be earned. It has to be earned. And if people think that they don't have to earn your respect, people are going to walk all over you. They're going to see, oh, this person's becoming a rich man. Let me ask her for some money since she's so nice and bubbly all the time, because I know she won't be able to say no. That's what they're going to think. And then you're going to give it because you can't. People should be at least a little bit intimidated by you, because if you are intimidating, then you are demanding of respect. And you're probably very attractive as well. Men take more risks. Men gamble more frequently than women do. That is a known and measured fact. I do not condone gambling, and I would never recommend gambling, and I despise gambling. I think that that is a terrible, terrible waste of money. That being said, you need to take risks. If you have 4 digits in your bank account, 4 figures, you have enough to start a business. If you want to grow it on the side until it grows massive enough that you feel confident, so be it. But there has to be a risk involved. Without risk, there is no reward. I made a risk by posting my first TikTok video over a year ago, and that risk was everyone in my life back home wondering what is going on, what is she doing? She's not smart enough to be talking about this. Who does she think she is? There's a risk. There's always a risk involved. But if you do not take a risk, then you won't really earn to your best potential. A lot of men, they shoot their shot at women that they don't even think they could ever get. I've had friends tell me this. I just decided to go out there because I figured the worst she could say is no. And sometimes they get a yes. Sometimes a girl will go on a date with them. You really won't know until you try. You have to try, because a lot of times people respect that risk. They'll respect it. They'll see, okay, this man feels really confident to approach me. Most men don't approach me. A lot of people don't realize this. A lot of attractive people are rarely ever approached. People are terrified of them. They think, oh, everyone's approaching them, so I'm not going to approach them because they're going to say no since they have so many options. And the truth is, most people do not. You have to take risks. You have to. Like, you will get whatever you want if you take risks. I take risks all the time. I ask for discounts. I'll be like, hey, yeah, I'm going to buy this, but can you guys take 10% off? And they'll give it to me. There is a book called Rejection Proof. This man goes on a 100-day rejection journey. 1 rejection each day. By the 16th day or something, his life completely changed, because he was like, people were actually saying yes. At first, people said no, and I figured, you know what, let me start asking them why. And that started to spur more conversation. He started to learn more about how to change his approach, or some people just, had whatever reason. But then people started saying yes to things that he thought were even more outrageous than the initial things that he'd asked for. And his life completely changed. You have to get comfortable with rejection, and you have to be willing to take risks. There's no upside without a risk. Even investing is a risk, and I'll get into that shortly. Another fact, men invest more. Men have an overwhelming presence in participation in the stock market. Even men that you think are not investing because you're thinking, oh, well, they're not that smart, or all they care about are cars or games or trucks or whatever their passions are. Men are investing. They're talking in the gym about investing with random guys they don't know, in the steam room. They're on Reddit. They're reading books. They're listening to podcasts. Men are investing. I remember when I was in college, and 2 of my guy friends showed me their investment portfolio. And these are 2 guys that told me that they were dirt broke. They had 5 figures in their investment portfolio when we were 20 years old. 5 at 20. So they had worked at fast food places and done Uber Eats and worked part-time in like moving companies. And with all of the tips that they were getting and the hourly wages, they were investing the entire time, and that money was growing like crazy. Men are investing. They talk about it all the time. Maybe they don't talk about it with a lot of women, but they're investing, and they talk about it with each other a lot. We need to start investing, ladies. open that E-Trade app, open that Robinhood app, and put some money in there and start investing. You have to grow your wealth. The stock market grows at an average return of 13% per year. That is 10 times higher than a traditional bank account. So if you have $100 in your bank account, you are getting $1 at the end of the year. Whereas if you had invested that, you are probably going to get 13, maybe more, maybe less at the end of the year. You have to invest. The foolproof way to get wealthy. Some of that money needs to go to the stock market. You cannot skip that step. You just cannot. Another thing, men are great at saving. They are so great at it. I literally don't know a single man in my life who has ever run out of money. I don't know a single one. Every man in my life at every income level always has money. They save. And a part of the reason why they save is actually systemic, because there's this thing called the pink tax, where if two people buy soap, one a man and one a woman, they're, marketed towards each gender, the woman's one tends to cost more. I don't know why that is still a thing. It should be illegal, but it's not. And for that reason, women's goods just cost more. And then on top of that, we have all of these things that we take care of: our hair, our skin, fragrances, makeup. There's so many things involved in women's self-care. You need to cut down. You should have one facial moisturizer. You should have one facial cleanser. You do not need 5 different blush palettes. You have to cut down. You have to make it more simple, because men are saving. 2 people are getting ready for a date. A woman is using $500 worth of makeup. She has a $1,000 outfit on, $2,000 shoes on, and a man is gonna put on that same polo and khakis that he was wearing all week at work. I love being a woman. I love getting my nails done every 2 weeks. I love getting my hair done every single week. I love makeup. I love clothing, and I love shoes, and I like the expensive ones. Even if I don't see the price, I like the nice stuff. But I have to cut down, because I know that a man in my position is spending less than me, and that irks me. That keeps me up at night. So I refuse. I have minimalized my life to my best ability, and everything else that needs to be cut out will be sold before the end of this year, because I cannot take it anymore. I will not allow myself to miss out on saving and investing more, and you cannot let that opportunity pass you by either. Part 2 of saving deserves its own portion. Men have a uniform. A man will have 3 pairs of pants and wear those 3 pants every single week for the next 5 years. Me personally, I have literally 20 pairs of jeans. They are all blue, and to the untrained eye, they literally look the same. But to me, they're subtly different, because this one's boot cut, this one's flare, this one's skinny, this one's straight, this one's high rise, this one's mid rise, this one's low rise. No, it is time to consolidate. You need 1 pair of dark wash jeans or light wash jeans. You need a black pair of jeans. You need trousers, a black pair of trousers and a gray pair of trousers, and that's it. And then maybe 2 skirts. It just cannot be this complicated. We have to have a uniform. When I worked in fashion, my uniform, I purchased 3 Uniqlo t-shirts and 3 pairs of jeans, and I recycled those with different sweaters and different jackets and different shoes all throughout the summer, and no one noticed. Literally, no one noticed. To them, I could have been wearing a completely different outfit with unique pieces every single day, and they did not notice. And I'm gonna tell you, because I know that people think outfit repeating is this horrible thing. Outfit repeating is sustainable, and also it allows you to choose the best of the best. Get a piece of clothing that is high quality that you can wear till the end of time. My Uniqlo t-shirts, I've worn them maybe 100 times, and they look brand new. Invest in high quality pieces so that you can rewear them and build your uniform. When I was in college, I watched this YouTube video, and it was talking about how no one's really paying as much attention to you as you think. And that is where I started to become an outfit repeater, because I started repeating outfits in college. And what I found was that by the 3rd or even 5th time of me wearing the exact same outfit, someone who had sat with me in class all of the times that I wore those outfits would suddenly compliment me. And when I felt comfortable enough to ask, I finally asked a couple people. I was like, are you complimenting me sarcastically, or are you genuinely seeing this outfit for the first time? They told me, I've never seen you wear this outfit in my entire life, and I think it looks amazing. For real. And I was like, no. I've worn this outfit a few times. You've seen it. Nope. People are not paying as much attention to you as you think. I know that every day should be your runway. You should look excellent every single day, and you should feel comfortable every single day. But if you are buying the right pieces, you will feel like that anyway, and you will not need to buy a new outfit every single time just to prove yourself or prove to the world that you have range or whatever else. Having style actually means that you can do more with less. So you have to get more comfortable with that because you need to be able to save. You can't just be spending all of your hard-earned money on clothes, which, by the way, are a depreciating asset. Whatever you buy your clothes for, you cannot sell them for that same price. It is very rare that you can do that, extremely rare. And even if you can do that today, it is not guaranteed that you can do that tomorrow or a year down the line or 10 years down the line. So make sure that you are getting something that is quality, that you will want to wear often, and that gives you the opportunity to style it in different ways, because your money that you are spending on a new Zara outfit or Princess Polly or whatever it is, Revolve, you could be investing in the stock market, and 10 years down the line, you can get yourself something far more extraordinary than anything that is hanging in your closet. So really focus on saving. Move in silence. A man will literally have 7 figures in his bank account, and if you ask him how he's doing financially, he will say, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable, or I'm not where I want to be yet, or I'm not where I need to be yet, or I'm getting there. Or some of them will even say that I'm broke. They'll say, I'm broke. That's what they'll say. Literally, it is the weirdest thing, and I don't even understand it. Some people who I know who invested in Bitcoin back when it was like $1 will tell you flat out that they're broke, or they can't afford a Starbucks coffee. They can't afford getting coffee every day. They'll groan about the prices of coffee and $3.50 gas, and they literally have so much money. Here's the thing about it. When you move in silence, that shows that you have confidence. You don't need to tell everybody what you have all the time. And that also protects you, because a lot of people will want to take advantage of you if they know that you have a lot of money, which is why a lot of people say, I want a rich man. And they'll do anything to get a rich man. And whatever man is marketing himself as a rich man who is willing to pay for whatever will get what he gets. Like they'll get the type of person that maybe they don't really want to be around, maybe that wouldn't be helpful to maintaining their status as a rich man. That's just what you attract when you market yourself a certain way. And unless you are self-assured and confident enough to reject people, you do not want to bring that attention to yourself, because people will use you. People will put you in a tricky position and tell you all sorts of stuff about their life and how you are the perfect person to fix it. And you'll have to get really good at saying no. And fortunately, I'm pretty good at saying no, but everyone is not like that. So it's best that you move in silence. And another thing about moving in silence, while I don't recommend that you speak over your life and say, I'm broke, I would never recommend that. I've never described myself that way, and I will never do that, because I do believe in the power of the tongue, that what you say will manifest. I will say that when you are well invested and you have money put away, it is like, I don't know how to explain it, because I have a good amount of money invested, but to me, that's not money. That's just something that's sitting away somewhere that I can't really see it. And I don't look at it that often. I know where it is. I know where it stands. I know how much I have, but I'm not obsessed with it because I'm not going to use it. It has to grow into what I want it to grow to. And I'm more obsessed with looking for ways to grow more wealth that I can enjoy, and then put the rest off to invest and grow even more. So when it's like out of sight, out of mind, that's really the mindset that will really help you to grow wealth, because having access to your money can make things really tricky for you. If you always have a few thousand in your debit account, or always have a few thousand in cash, you're always going to have a few thousand to spend. And that's not something that is conducive to becoming wealthy, which is the overall focus of my message here. Rich men prioritize their interests. A man who is 45 years old that was obsessed with planes since he was 3 years old, if he strikes it big, he is going to buy a plane, he is going to become a pilot, and he is going to fly a plane out of his neighborhood airport every single weekend if he can. A man who has been a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, a banker, whatever, for 60 years will retire, move to Florida, buy a motorcycle, and drive at 5 miles per hour with music blaring, palm trees swaying, and the sun hitting the top of his bald spot. They do not let their interests die. Whatever their dream is at a young age, every single thing that they do throughout the rest of their life is to get that dream. They do not let their dreams die. And it is important as a woman that you do the same. You cannot let your inner child die. Whatever phase of life that you're in, whether you're a student, whether you're starting corporate, you're in corporate, you're becoming a mother, you're becoming a wife, do not let your inner child die. If you loved dressing up dolls as a young girl, dress up your kids. Try new outfits, become a fashion content creator, dress your nieces up, get them cute clothes. Really indulge in that. Do that for yourself. Work at a boutique on the side, on the weekends, 1 day a week, part-time, 2 days a week, part-time. Do it. Indulge in your inner child. If you loved braiding as a young girl, practice braiding your hair. Sign up for a women's shelter and braid the hair of young women and children. If you love baking, sign up to your local farmer's market in the summer so that you can make baked goods and sell them every single weekend. You cannot let your inner child die. Your inner child is your life force. It is the thing that is going to bring you the most happiness, the most energy, and the most money. And let's be honest, the reason why you even watch this video is because you want your inner child to be safe. You are looking for a resource to bring energy to your inner child and to bring fulfillment to your inner child and the dreams that you've had since you were a kid. So you cannot let this die. You have to get reconnected with this person. When I was younger, all I cared about were animals and books. I wanted to be rolling around in the dirt every day, seeing what insects I could find, what worms I could find, dogs I could pet, cats I could pet, stray cats, whatever I could find, just so I could hold them and see them and love them. And I love to read books. I didn't like to talk to people. I would read at church. I would read in the car. I would read at sports games. I would read at restaurants, everywhere. And I have reconnected with all of those things in my adulthood. And I'm telling you, it is like happiness. It's like the younger version of me knew what I needed to be happy, and older version of me kind of lost touch with that. And now I am fully focused on those things. All I want to do, my dream life, is to be in a place where I can read books uninterrupted for long periods of time and be surrounded by a million animals. Literally, I just love animals. That's what I'm passionate about, and that's what I work towards. I work so that I can eventually have a life where I can just be surrounded by animals and taking care of my animals full time. That's my dream. That's my inner child. And I strongly recommend that you guys take all of the tools that I've given you in this video, reconnect with your inner child, and stop looking for a rich man to save you, because you're already going to be a rich man. You're going to be a rich man. You are the rich man in your life. You are the person that saves you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.